And welcome back to the Red Storm Report here on MSG. Coach, we got a little winning streak brewing here, buddy. I would think that you feel pretty good about the team. Last couple of wins.
I do. I think we're playing good basketball. Even at Providence loss, we played 34 minutes of very good basketball. Ever since the Kentucky game, we've gotten better and better each week, and that's what you strive for.
I'm sure you do, but how deeply do you dive into the analytics? Like 2 back-to-back quad 1 road wins. Metrically and analytically, St. John's has gotten back to a good place the last week or so.
I think when you look at analytics, you have to have a number of games for it to really pan out. Because sometimes statistical data with just a few games really doesn't tell the story. But with this many games right now, I think it starts to become true.
More of in line of maybe who you guys are becoming and who you are at this point. So one of the stats, speaking of numbers, that I notice is that you guys aren't giving up many offensive rebounds. The rebounding's been strong for a while. We talked last show about the identity, where it's still kind of figuring itself out. A lot of new players. That's the modern game. Do you sense the bigger lineup is something that you're gonna like? You like this bigger lineup, don't you?
Whether it's Ruben or Dylan, when Dylan Mitchell's on the floor throughout the season, we play our best basketball because he's excellent on offense, he's excellent on defense, knows how to play on offense, knows how to play on defense. So mentally and physically, when he's on the floor, we're a better basketball team.
The other night, and it's amazing. Guys are up by a ton. When a young Marquette team, and I know that you spoke about very glowingly about how well coached they are and how hard they play. They're just undermanned at this point. But you guys had the game in the balance, and it was a wrap. And Zubie sprints 50 feet, picks up a loose ball, throws it down. And you want to talk about an example. You want to talk about a motor. You've coached some great players. Have you ever coached anybody that plays consistently, like possession to possession, as hard as he does, with the integrity that he plays with?
Here at St. John's, Danis Jenkins and Zubie are the two guys that in the last 10, 15 years, every single practice, every single game, they bring it. And it's a great representative for the other guys to look at.
Yeah.
And say, that's our captain, that's our leader. He never has a bad day. He's always smiling. He outruns 2 guys, picks it up, and still has the footwork to dunk the basketball.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing play.
He's an amazing athlete, and you watch him play. He's a good passer. He's a great rebounder. He's as versatile a defender, in my opinion, in the country. Next level, as he starts to step out, hit some more, because I think his shooting mechanics are really good, even if the three-point percentage is not there. Do you think that Zubie really has a chance to have a long NBA career and make an impact somewhere?
Well, Zubie wasn't a good passer when he first came here, but because of the EuroLeague type offenses we run, he's got to step away from the basket. He has developed into a very good passer. He still has a little bit of tunnel vision. He still sees the option, but he doesn't see the defense coming over to stop that option and make that pass there. He's getting better at that.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, Coach.
But he's relentless on the backboard.
Yep.
He is a good shooter. He's an improved free throw shooter, three-point shooter. He gets good arc. He works on it every single day. I think Zubie's the type of player, if I'm a general manager, if I'm a coach, you want him on your basketball team as your 10th, 11th, 12th man who's going to be there every day giving it to you. Every pro coach looks for that.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's no doubt. And then you start there, you work your way up.
Yeah.
You could always ascend. It's funny, you talk about passing. To me, there's 2 elements. Number one, you've got to be a willing passer. Some guys just aren't passing. They're getting shots up. And then you've got to have the aptitude to see what's available. And whether it's the first or second option, or maybe even beyond that. So in totality for the team, not just Zubie, where's the passing? You like the way the team sees and looks for each other?
So for many people on our basketball team, it's like when the quarterback comes out of the game and something bad just happened, immediately goes for the iPad. And he's looking over the defense, what they're doing to him to be successful. Well, it's the same thing with our guys. Most, not all, of them study the defenses. I never forget this as long as I live. I'm the assistant coach of the New York Knicks under U.B. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And every day, there was only one assistant back then. Richie Adebayo was on the road, and I was the only one on the bench. And every day I'd work Bernard King out. And before each game, he'd come to me, because I was the only scout, and he'd say, Rick, where can I get my shots? How are they coming after me? Are they going to double me low? How are they coming after me? And I'd go over with them. Here's what they're doing. Here's what they did to the great player from this team and this team, and we go over it all the time. He wanted to figure out how he could score. And he was leading the league in scoring at the time.
32 and a half points a game before he ripped up his knee.
A lot of our players look at the defense, how to stop the other team's offense, but they don't focus enough on how to get shots and how to make passes. We have quite a few guys that do it the right way, and then the young, inexperienced guys haven't figured it out yet.
So it's not an aptitude thing as much as it is maybe an ability and a willingness, a focus.
And it's if Joe, Son, and Ian, two guys that aren't very good at that,
Okay.
if they would focus more on that, they'd probably score 6 or 8 more points a game rather than taking a dribble back and a tough three.
Yep.
They would understand how to score. They would understand that the wing's coming after them, that they're digging hard. So you got one dribble to go at that seam and pass the basketball. They don't now they study the defense and how to stop the opposition, but they don't pay enough attention to how the defense is coming after them.
Interesting. All right, so you mentioned Satin here. It's funny. He got to the free throw line. He put one in. Then he hit a couple of the buckets. A little garbage time. But he's been up and down. We've talked about that. I still think there's a big role for him. I think he's going to make big shots for you guys at some point this year, whether it's UConn, whether it's this weekend coming up against Nova. I'm not closing the book on him. I think he's a great shooter. But do you think that almost like a hustle bogey in golf that kind of gets you going, some garbage points can free him up a little bit and give him some confidence right now?
You know, he's probably physically the most talented player on the basketball team. Has to work better on his handle.
Yep.
His assist turnover ratio is not good. He's got to get better at that.
Yep.
Got to get it. He has to improve defensively by a large margin. But as far as offensive talent and athletic ability, he's as gifted as anyone on the basketball team.
So then why has he struggled so much in terms of either getting shots? I think he's a little hesitant.
Listen, every player struggles.
Yeah.
He wasn't struggling early on. He misses some shots. I tried to get him. I said, in the last time out, I said, you just passed up 2 threes.
I know he did.
He said, well, I got to the lane. I said, you can't count your misses, son. You can't do that.
Yeah, and that's what you were telling Sellers early, and he's getting the message.
Yeah.
It seems like, to me, obviously, Zubie's a beast, and he's great. And now, to me, Sellers has taken on that identity as the perimeter guy. He's been fantastic for you.
He understands how to play offense.
Yeah.
He knows how to cut. He knows how to go back door. If you're going to take away my down screen, I'm going back door. If you fight over a screen, I'm curling. He understands all of that. A lot of the young players do not.
You also said the other night that he never gets tired. And it's funny, you look at the bodies of these athletes, all right, this guy looks like he's in good shape, and we very rarely calculate wind because you just assume every basketball player can get up and down the court without getting tired. But he seems to have a special quality physically where he's above maybe the rest of the guys on the team.
Yeah, some guys fatigue quicker. You know, Ruben, he gets fatigued early on. He smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day. He's a European.
I got you. A little vino and a couple of heaters before the game.
Yeah. No, Ruben does get fatigued because he gives a lot of energy.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
And Ruben needs a break a little bit. Oziah doesn't need many breaks. Dylan Darling needs breaks. He gets after. He's a point guard. He's in the other guy's crotch every play.
Yeah.
And that's tiring as well. Zubie's pretty good. Zubie doesn't get fatigued.
What about Bryce?
He doesn't get fatigued because he takes a few plays off.
Oh, man, I love talking to you. That's awesome. All right, so I found this interesting. So 2 games ago, you got Lefty coming out, banging threes and playing great, puts up 17, career high, and then he's nailed to the bench in essence last game. What's the mindset behind that? I thought we might see him as the first guy in, and it didn't go that way.
Well, what does Marquette do well?
Yeah, I know it's matchup driven. I get that.
Okay, so Marquette just ducks their heads and tries to get to the rim or shoot a 3. Marquette uses a pick and roll, slips a pick and roll, sets a pick and roll, tries to get you to mismatch. What does Lefty not do well? He doesn't guard on the ball very well.
Yeah.
So he didn't fit into what Marquette does. Now, as far as a Creighton or a Villanova, he fits in much better because there's not as much off the bounce. But the worst team for Lefty to play against is Marquette.
Oh, wow,
And
okay.
indicative, you watch it, he went in the game,
Yeah.
he automatically backed up, backed
I saw
up.
that.
They took him, a smaller guy, got a layup on him.
Yeah, I know he did.
So that's his weakness, and we look at that defensively. Offensively, he could play against anyone.
Who's the toughest team in your estimation right now in the Big East? Is it Seton Hall? Is it you? Who is it?
Physically toughest?
Providence? Yeah,
No.
physically.
Connecticut by far.
By far?
Yeah, by far. Not even
Really?
close.
I'm not talking just talent. I mean, brute force,
Talking
just toughness.
Connecticut's got bigs.
Yeah.
They screen so much that it's tough to get over the screens. Now, as far as just pure defense, Seton Hall. But as far as toughness and size, UConn.
You think Seton Hall's for real in terms of being a tournament team? Have we seen enough from them?
No question about
Yeah.
it. I mean,
He could coach.
he's very, very. And you know what look, in today's world, you got to evaluate properly for your system. And he did a wonderful job of getting players, paying players to fit his system.
Yeah.
The reason he finished in last place the year before, he had no money
I know.
at all to invest in players.
I know.
So now he has the whereabouts to invest in players that fit his system.
In a lot of ways, Rick, isn't that kind of, I know it's an accurate commentary, but kind of a sad commentary on the game? The rules are the rules, and if you have money, you're going to be better than not. But like
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll have a chance to be
you
better,
look
I
at some
should
of the
say.
great teams that have spent 15, 16, 17 million. They're
Yeah,
struggling.
That's true.
But
That's true.
it all goes because you don't have any. My son brought in 13 new players.
Mm-hmm.
Seton Hall probably 9. We brought in 8, and you don't know what you're getting. They may have done certain things at other places, but you don't know what you're getting. If I listened to Bill Self, what I was getting about with Zubie, I wouldn't think I'm getting very much. And he wasn't knocking. Great kid, he said.
Yep.
But he's limited in so many areas.
Sure.
So you don't know what you're getting. Think about this. New York Knicks next year. Okay, we'll give him Brunson. We'll give him Brunson and Bridges. Okay, now you have to get 11 new players.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Every year.
I know.
Every year.
That's brutal,
now,
man.
If you're lucky,
Yep.
in a given year, you'll have 4 returnees. Now, only DePaul and Connecticut had 3 to 4 starters back in this year's team.
Okay. Villanova coming up this weekend. I think they're a little bit better than I thought. They're fully away from the Jay Wright era, and now it's a completely different entity. Where are they in your estimation?
They're one of the top teams in the league because they're great offensively. They change up defensively. He's my longest running assistant coach ever, Kevin Willard, 9 years with him, including the Boston Celtics. Kevin does a tremendous job.
Good coach.
And here's another guy who recruited so well for his offensive system.
Yeah.
Guys who could pass, cut, go backdoor, make shots. Excellent job of fitting it in. This year, to be perfectly honest with you, we didn't have the right guys plugging into certain things. We had to take the best players available, and athletically.
Yeah.
And now we're making it work, but we couldn't plug them in right away.
Yeah, last thing, actually, in terms of philosophy, all right? So you've got a budget. You go out there, you get the best players, get what you think is obviously going to fit for you. And I know every school is a little different. Do you pay more attention to the individual talent, or is it also kind of meshing, did they win at their previous stop? Because that matters, as you know.
You go into everything. Their background, their work ethic is really, really important. If it's their 4th school in 4 years, you try and shy away from that, although as ISL was that way.
Yep.
So you really got to do your homework with all of that. Attitude, work ethic. Why is it just coming for money? Or they want improvement. You got to look at so many things, but I'm telling you, it is difficult.
I know it is.
It is difficult. Not signing players, but evaluating and getting, because now they at least moved it up after the Final Four.
Yeah,
So
which was great.
So we're talking now with agents who are saying, yes, my player may go in the portal. So now we're studying it now.
It's amazing.
That's the one thing I don't like about it,
Yeah.
but there's no choice in it. If I had to do it all over again, the first thing I would do is get a point guard. That would have been the first thing I do, is get a point guard. And the young man from Villanova we were involved with,
Yeah, I know.
Lewis.
I know.
And I wish I would have called Mike Rapoli and said, give me some more money.
Understood. Hey, listen, good energy around the team right now. Good week, metrically, as we said. Villanova, big test. Rick,
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. There
Thanks.
he is. Yes, sir. Quick timeout. More of the Red Storm Report next, right here on MSG.